guess what time it is? Hey guys, if you don't know, my name's Chloe and I went on a book buying ban about 3-ish months ago now. It was in August, I think. And it's now November. And I feel like it's time. My TBR books they're not interesting, but I'm not feeling inspired to pick them up. So I decided that it's now time to break my book buying ban. Come along with me. I'm going to do a massive haul and also possibly reorganize my bookshelf in this video. So stay tuned for that. But first, let's go buy some books. I'm so excited, you don't understand.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Cause it feels so right. Cause it feels just like you. It's not her hair, but the way she wears it. Trying to make up around her eye. So much as the iris when she's glaring. Staring right back at mine. It's not her lipstick, but the imprint that her kiss makes through my mistakes. And I'm smiling while she's smiling. I can see her now. Remember when you buzzed your head and I did it with you? Misty-eyed, emotional, I'm glad we took a picture. Remember when we dipped out from the weed farm cause the owner got popped and we needed to get gone like so long. Remember when December turned back into November and we kept checking in with each other about
Well, that was a huge success. I only went here to try and see if they had the Inheritance games with the gold foil cover. And they did. They had the Hawthorne Legacy, so now I just need the Inheritance games, the first book in it. And then I found I Am Widow, which I have been eyeing that book off in like QVD and Dimmicks for ages. And I can't believe I just found it. And they were only 10 bucks each, so bargain. But we're going to go to Marion now, and we're going to scour through all their stores. I forgot how happy book buying makes me. Like, I feel
still feel well for you, cause I do. How could we forget that? 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 Remember all the times that we looked up at the satisfied, frustrated, disappointed, blame each other. Remember how we've been married 3 times. Yosemite, the tree line, New York.
Why not?
Remember that we're not tripping, emotions flipping. Some are more consistent, but most are like the surface of the creek that I mentioned. You deserve happiness, affection, and attention, and I will give you all of mine anytime. And never forget, you're one of the best people that I've ever met or ever known. Just so you know, and I confess that your caress, watching you smile, is one of the purest
This is a
joys that
fully
I've ever
stocked
known.
Kmart.
Flown with you, drove with you, Kim.
So I may have gone a little bit ham. We move. Here is the moment that you guys have been waiting for, the reason why you clicked on this video, I think. Here is all the books that I bought after being on a book buying ban. Let's just start, hey? Alright, first of all, let's start with probably my favourite books of this collection. You might be wondering, Chloe, this is Happy Place and It Ends With Us. You have read these books. Are you kidding me? So, I went into Dimmicks just for a look. I haven't been in Dimmicks in ages. And I find out that there are special editions, hardcover, of these books with the sprayed edges. Are you joking? Are you... So of course I had to buy them, because if you are unaware, we never get sprayed edges or special editions in Australia. Never. We have to order it from somewhere else. And they were 40 bucks on sale from 50. So that's what we're starting our collection with, because are you like... It's stunning. It's beautiful. I love it. Alright, now onto the paperbacks. So, we'll start with this pile. Let me just sort all of them out maybe. So we have Powerless by Lauren Roberts. This is a fantasy Hunger Games inspired book. Then I read The King of Greed by Anna Huang. This book is the third book in the Kings of Sin series. I've read the first two and the third one. Then I read the next book in the Maple Hill series. So the first book is Icebreaker, and then this is Wildfire by Hannah Grace. Alright, next up I bought the Inheritance Games trilogy, which you might be like, Chloe, you've already read these. Yes, I have already read these. I have a problem, okay? So I went scouring literally every single Big W, Kmart, Target, QBD, Dimmicks, went to all of them to try and find these covers, because if you don't know, they're rebranding the UK covers into the cover I'll show next. But the old ones I got it in a box set, so they don't have the metallic edges, and I wanted the gold foil edges, and I found all three of them. Like, look how pretty they are. So I found all three of them, all at different places. So now I have the complete collection there. And then, because they're rebranding the covers and I like the new covers better, I bought the first book. I already got the third book, and I'm waiting for the second book to come out in this color, because just like, they're so much prettier than this. Are you kidding? So much prettier. It annoys me that this isn't red and that the final Gambit is red and they just swapped around, but I didn't find the Hawthorne Legacy yet, but I'm assuming that's going to be rolled out once the old covers come in, because they're rebranding them essentially. So yeah, I got that, and I'm just waiting for the next one to come out to buy it. And here's a new book. So The Brothers Hawthorne. I bought this one because this is a companion novel to the series. I think you read it after you read the series as well, so it's not really like a standalone you can read. Although I have not read this, and it might be able to be read as a standalone, because I know some companion novels can be read as standalones. It just spoils kind of some of the relationships, etc. in the previous books. So yeah, this is about two of the brothers, Grayson and Jameson, and I've heard mixed reviews about this book. I've heard that it could have been turned a novella. It didn't really have much of a plot. However, I have also heard that it was nice to, you know, see these brothers' point of view. So this is the Kingdom of the Wicked series, which I have read. I know what you're gonna say, okay? I grabbed the Kingdom of the Feared because I have the large paperback version of it, and the rest of the books are in the small paperback, and I saw that they came out in the small paperback and I had to get it, so I got it. And then I grabbed a companion novel to the series, which is Throne of the Fallen, and this one you can read without reading the Kingdom of the Wicked series before. However, I would recommend reading the Kingdom of the Wicked series before, because I love that series. It is great. It's very fast paced. It, like, one book flows straight into the next book. You don't have to wait, or there's no time skips or anything like that. So I'm really excited to read. This is about one of the brothers, Envy. So I am so excited to read his story, because he played sort of not a minor role or a major role, just a role in the trilogy before. So I'm really excited to hear about his series, and I hope because I think she's going to do one for each of the brothers. So I really hope that she continues to do them in large paperback. So the next book is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I have heard of her name before. She sounds very familiar, but my boyfriend picked out this book because he liked the cover. As you know, we all pick out books that we like the cover of. But he picked out this because he liked the cover and he thought the concept was interesting. I haven't seen this book around anywhere either. I'm really excited to read it. It's kind of giving Caraval by Stephanie Garber. Not that I've read those books, but it's kind of giving those same vibe, you know, the circus vibe. And then in saying that, we'll transition, because I actually bought the Caraval series by Stephanie Garber. So there's Caraval, Legendary, and Finale. This, again, I think it has the same sort of circus theme, but I actually do not know much about it. It says once a year the infamous Master Legend hosts a Caraval, open only to those who have been invited. So this is basically a trilogy that is written in the same world / before the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy, and I really want to read that, but I'm going to wait until that comes out in Big W so that I can buy it for cheaper, essentially. I also think it's really good to read this before it. You don't have to read it before it necessarily, but I'm intrigued and I want to get into the world. The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Now, if you haven't seen this around, this is basically the prequel to The Hunger Games. It's about President Snow's story and about the female tribute from District 12 that they talk about throughout the book. That's the only one that's won, I think. The Hunger Games in District 12. So So I'm really excited to see it. I've heard good things about it as well, and I want to kind of know what his origin story is. So yeah, I also started rewatching the movies before this one comes out, because me and my boyfriend are going to watch it, and I want to read this before that comes out, because I feel like if I watch a movie and then I read the book, it doesn't work. Next we'll go The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. I really want to get The 7-Year Slip by her as well, because a lot of booktubers have recently read this book and they've rated it so highly, like 5 stars, absolutely loved it. So I found The Dead Romantics for $3. I don't know if you can see that, but it was $3 because there's a black line there, and I was like, I don't really care. I've heard good things about this one as well, and I'm really excited to read it. I think it's like a ghost romance, but not really sure. So I've got a lot of like fantasy vibes kind of going on in this haul, but we love to see it. I guess the next book is A Fire Endless by Rebecca Ross. This is the second book. I don't know what the series is called, but the first book is A River Enchanted, and I saw this book, it was on sale for like $12, and from the same place that I got this one. So I grabbed it, not realizing it was the second book, and I'm trying to find the first book, but it is not in stock in South Australia. So when I go to Melbourne, that is what I'm going to get, that book, the first book to that. But look how pretty the cover is. I think this is one of the covers that I want to display, because I've also seen the River Enchanted colour being really pretty as well. The next book I got is In the Summertime by Maeve Harron. This book my friends picked for me when we went away, because I ran out of books to read and I kind of went on a little book haul. I don't know what this book is about. I think it's about marriage and trouble, maybe childhood romance. Not quite sure, but the cover is really cute. It's just like a little thing, and I'll let you know how it goes. I thought it would be also a good summertime read, because as we're going into summer, I'm feeling like I want to read more romances, more light fun books. I say as I just said I bought a lot of fantasy. Next we'll go with the Magnolia Park series. So I have already read this, but I wanted to get the new covers of them as well, because I just think the colour of them is so pretty. Like, that is such pretty colours. Again, I know I have a problem. Next book is, take off the sticker, Vine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. That's the same author as The River Enchanted and Fire Endless one, which I did not realise until right this second. If you haven't heard of this, I'm sure you have. It's all over the internet and it's super duper popular at the moment. Next I bought I Am Widow by, I'm gonna horribly pronounce her name, but that's who it's by, and I have heard really good things about this. It also says Absolutely Epic by Chloe Gong, and she wrote These Violence Delights. I love that series, and I've heard really good things about this a while ago, so it recently came out and I'm excited to read it. It is the next day. I had an appointment, so let's continue. I also forgot to mention yesterday I also bought this special edition of The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo with the gold sprayed edges. It's so pretty, and yeah, so I forgot to mention that. So I don't know what this series is called, but it's by Maureen Johnson. I know there's a 4th and a 5th book, but I haven't got those yet because I got these second hand. So it's the Truly Devious series. This is Dark Academia, I think. I'm excited to read it. I've heard good things about it, and I really don't know. It's like private school vibes. Next book I got is The Long Game by Elena Armas. She wrote The Spanish Love Deception and The Roommate Experiment. When I first read The Spanish Love Deception, I gave it 5 stars. So, and the second book I think I gave 4 or like a 3.5. So I decided that I want to give this one a go as well. And yeah, I've heard that it's a nice little romance. We're almost there, guys. Next book I bought was The Foul Heart Huntsman. And this is a part of the Foul Lady Fortune series. I have the first 2 books, but I haven't read them yet. They were on my TBR for ages because I found them at the thrift store. So this is the next book in that. I'm not sure if it's going to be a duology or a trilogy, but this is the next book and it came out, and yeah. The next book I got is called Summer Girl by Elle Kennedy. This is, I think it's a part of the Good Girl Complex Bad Girl Reputation series, I think. And I haven't read that series in ages. I enjoyed the first book and the second book was kind of like eh. I gotta finish the series. So I'll be interested to see if I actually remember the characters and their personalities. I'm sure I will, but up. Then I grabbed some Tessa Bailey books, whatever this series is called. Broke and Beautiful series. So we have the Chase Me, Need Me, and Make Me. So I'm excited to read these. And then I also grabbed Wreck the Halls by Tessa Bailey again, because this one came out and I thought it'd be a good Christmas read because it's obviously Christmassy and that's the vibe. So alright, then I grabbed One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I grabbed this because it's turned into a movie and they no longer sell the old cover anymore, and I wanted the old cover. Huh? Oh buddy, do you want some cuddles? Hi. Oh, hello. You want to come here and talk? So then I grabbed One True Loves because I wanted... Oh. Let me just clean. As if he just booped it. Then last but not least, I got Binding and Keeping 13 by Chloe Walsh. I've heard really good things about this series. My friend recommended me them. YouTubers have recommended me them. So yeah, I grabbed them and I'm a little bit intimidated because these are thick books. That is my book haul. Now I have to organize it and reorganize my bookshelves, which might be painful. So let's do a before and after of the bookshelves, because we may as well. So up the top, well, this whole shelf here is all romance because that's the most I have. This is all series and same authors. This is all series and same authors. This one is same authors / series because this is a series. That is, yeah. But like obviously these are the same. And then this is just all standalones, or like books I only have one of, like I don't have multiple books from these authors. Then this is all YA, and that just went there. And then down the bottom is books from my childhood that I used to read all the time. So yeah. And then over here we have mystery. So we got the Inheritance Games and then all my mystery murdery books, mainly Holler Jackson and then a couple others. Then we have my Sarah J Maas shelf, which, you know, it'll do. That's probably going to stay the same. Then we have some more fantasy books here and here, and then this is dystopian. Then we have my literary fiction, and then we have my photography books, and then these books here and these books here, they are all non-fiction books. Kind of nervous to start reorganizing them. I kind of want to get another bookshelf that's the same size as my big one. Okay, so here's an update. I have messaged someone on Facebook Marketplace who has that exact one and he's selling it for cheaper, so fingers crossed he pulls through. But meanwhile, I think we'll organize this lovely shelf, my romance shelf, because that's not gonna necessarily change. It is a couple days later and we finally have the bookcase. So I need to get all these books, put them on my bed and go from there. I just realised I'm going to have to redo this bookshelf.
Huh?
I'm thinking if I move that one over there, that'll be easier. I'm gonna have to take all those books down, aren't I?
Think so?
It's time to get my dad to help me.
Well, put the white in it, it'll be good.
Thank you.
Good luck with that.
It looks a bit yellow compared to that. Well, I have finished reorganizing my bookshelves. I haven't put any decorations yet, aka my vines that I really want to spread throughout, but I'm kind of happy with it. I'm not so happy with this one shelf. Two of them actually, but that's okay. I'm not gonna fuss over it. I just can't believe all my books are on display. That's crazy. But this is what it looks like so far. I'll do a more in-depth tutorial once I do the vines and make it all pretty. But I am so happy with it so far. Okay, well, I have finished with my bookshelf. So, let's do a final tour. It's been maybe a week, but I think I'm finally happy with it. Like, I've let it sit and I'm happy with it. So what I've done is I've kind of divided it in sections. So up the top, or well, this whole shelf is all romance. And then this shelf is all other genres, pretty much. So up the top we have mystery and thriller. So these are all the thrillers here. Then this is all mystery. And then below it we have my Sarah J Maas shelf slash Fourth Wing shelf. I'm still waiting to get my copies of Fourth Wing back. And I'm waiting on the sprayed edges of Iron Flame. But I do have 2 copies of that because I'm going to give one away. Anyways, and then below this is more fantasy. Because like, that's all fantasy obviously. More fantasy. Yep. Then below is a mix of dystopian and fantasy. And then here is my literary fiction and my non-fiction. And then down below is Shadowhunters and Twilight because they had no room and I didn't know where to put them. But yeah, those are my bookshelves. And that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed me doing my bookshelf, reorganizing it, going on my book haul. I will see you in my next video. Yep. Peace out.